Welcome to everyone. हम लोग अपनी corporate briefing session will be resuming that in like 2 minutes. I'll give you a quick introduction about the events agenda today. In compliance with the regulatory requirements, हम लोगों ने 17th of November 2025 को एक circular circulate किया था regarding corporate briefing session for 3 entities: Treet Corporation Limited, Treet Bank Limited, and First Treet Manufacturing Modaraba. जो relevant team members and for each entity have joined us in this meeting room, and the CEO of Treet Corporation, Sahil Shariat, is also available online. So we will be proceeding forward with the corporate briefing session of Treet Corporation Limited first. उसके अंदर before we start, in order to make sure that the compliance of the regulatory framework, this meeting is being recorded. इसकी जो recording है वो हम लोग upload करेंगे after the session on our website, and that will be available for general public to see. So I will hand over the presentation deck to Mansoor Murad, who is the Chief Financial Officer for Treet Corporation Limited. And FTA. Thank you.
Thank you, Faizan. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Do we have a video now?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so let me first do a couple of housekeeping things, and then we'll jump into the meeting pack. So first, very quick safety update and safety drills in our office in Lahore today. So if there is a fire alarm here, it will be a real emergency, and we will have to end the session and reschedule for another day. For those of us who are joining from your respective locations, we would request you to please follow whatever are your safety protocols in your respective locations. The standard disclaimer regarding the information and forward-looking discussion applies as it does to all corporate briefings. In terms of language, we will be using primarily English for the language. The primary reason why we are going to have an English dominant session is because there is a legal requirement to capture the transcript and upload it, and Zoom understands English, so we'll do that. But if anybody has any questions in Urdu, we are happy to try and accommodate to the best of our ability. We would request you to please keep yourselves on mute until the Q&A. And then when the Q&A kicks off, please raise your hands and we will try to give you questions when we can. And if there are any questions during the flow of the presentation which you wish to record because you feel that you might lose track later, please feel free to type them in the chat box, and our colleague will be monitoring that and sharing those with us. With that, I will now move to the sort of crux of the presentation. We will take a couple of minutes just to take you through the history of the group and then get into the performance of Treet Corporation Limited. We are in our 73rd year in existence as a company. Our operations kicked off in 1952 with our first beer manufacturing plant. We are currently the fourth generation in the group, and looking forward to many years of growth and strong performance in the future. In terms of the journey of the group, so we were the first and only manufacturer of Ford motor vehicles in South Asia back in 1949. Like I said, we started our brake manufacturing plant in 1952, and then our introduction of the disposable razors was in 1986. अगर कोई तो people on the call, please अगर आप अपने आप को म्यूट कर लें बड़ी मेहरबानी होगी. Thank you very much. 2000 was the launch of our industrial blades. 2006 was a big milestone. It was the start of our diversification journey with the introduction of our corrugated packaging business. After which we have tried to diversify industries. We went into motorcycle manufacturing, which was a business that the market wasn't ready for the kind of proposition we brought in. So that business has since been closed. We are currently working in 4 industries: corrugated packaging, pharmaceuticals in the form of Remington Pharma Limited, batteries in the form of Treet Batteries Limited, and personal care in the form of Treet Corporation. Just a quick word on ESG and corporate social responsibility. I'm very proud to share with folks on the call that we are not some people who are looking at ESG and corporate social responsibility as a tick in the box exercise. This is something that is done because it's been the right thing to do for many years, and now it just so happens that ESG is also asking us to continue to do what we've been doing for a number of years. Very happy to share with you that there's more than 20% of our frontline workforce on the manufacturing floor is female colleagues, which we are very strong supporters of providing financial emancipation at the grassroots level, and we're very happy to play a role in that. In addition to that, we are one of the companies which truly does offer solid, respectable working opportunities to people with specialized physical or intellectual needs. And most of the people that you see in this room right now have at least one colleague in their teams who has some special needs that doesn't stop them from doing their job and getting the same respect as anyone else. In terms of the environment, we are very pleased and very proud of the fact that our facility here in Lahore is one of the few green lungs left in the 5 years in the state. We provide a refuge for the wildlife of Lahore, which unfortunately is becoming less and less visible as urbanization takes over. And we're also doing a number of sustainability efforts. All 4 of our facilities either have actively inaugurated their solarization of their facilities or are currently in the process of finalizing the solarization of their respective facilities. उसके साथ साथ हम बहुत छोटी और भी चीजें करते हैं. So for example, we have a small mosque here in the factory in Lahore, and the water there from the ablution center gets recycled and put back in the water table. It doesn't get wasted. We are working with our fence-line communities to help the traffic situation and to ensure that safe and convenient transport is available to all colleagues, including female colleagues who work in our facility. Healthcare and education have been major focuses for the group as well as our principals for a number of years, and we're very proud to be supporting the Liaquat National Hospital in Karachi. We're working with the Oxford Pakistan program for a number of years. And we have a very active program of engaging with various education institutions to provide some hands-on real-life kind of exposure and coaching opportunities to the leaders of the future. Just a quick one on our HSSE stats. So very happy to share with you that we have had no lost time injuries in the 24-25 year in Treet. We have had some first aid cases which are primarily in the factory floor, because obviously when you're manufacturing blades, then unfortunately sometimes some of our colleagues do get minor cuts to their hands. And this is a constant area for us to improve and coach them on better use of personal protective equipment. In terms of training, our focus on training, especially at the shop floor, but also for office colleagues, is very much there. Just yesterday, we had a full-blown firefighting drill here in our company with the collaboration of Rescue Level 1, Level 2. So our commitment to health and safety remains absolutely non-negotiable for any of us. Actually, now moving on to what presumably most of you have joined us here for. So our view on the external economy. So you can see the inflation is now down. Pakistan, for the first time in many years, has had multiple months of positive real interest rates in the past 6 months. We don't see this situation reversing. We don't see a situation of negative real rates coming in anytime soon. And we expect that the interest rates will not be getting corrected upwards in any significant factor unless there is a major external shock. Okay, so now coming to Treet Corporation Limited and the blades and razors business. So just a quick journey of 4 years. So as you can see, our trends have generally been very good over the last 4 years. So while the company's financial results suffered from the high interest rate environment for the last couple of years, our fundamentals have been solid throughout. And you can see on the chart above you the fruits of a very conscious shift in our strategy from a volume-driven approach to a value-driven approach. So we've stopped focusing on pushing volumes and are now working more on changing our product mix as well as taking targeted pricing interventions in order to improve our profitability in the market. And that has had a clear and direct result on both our gross and operating profitability, where you will see that again our trend is consistently upwards. If you look at our split between local sales and export sales, you will see that the local sales trend is a very strong one, where we're showing double-digit year-on-year growth for the last 4 years consistently. This is two-pronged. So the first area is our greater depth of coverage in terms of smaller towns and villages, which is enabling us to access a larger percentage of the barber segment. And the second is a very clear focus not only on pricing interventions, but also on growing and pushing our premium product proposition. So one of our star products is our hygiene razor, which is primarily used by male customers for performing personal hygiene. And that is now anywhere between 35 and 40% of our revenue on a month-on-month basis. Whereas if you looked at us 10 years ago, the revenue would have been dominated by our double-edged barber segment shaving razor. So this is a conscious shift that the company has done, and we are very happy that it's showing its fruits. On the export side, we've had some challenges. So our challenges are twofold. One is obviously when you are in the export space, the global marketplace becomes very price sensitive and competitive. So we've had increasing competition from lower quality but lower cost products, which compete with our product in the export markets, especially in developing countries. And the other issue was around profitability. So in the year 24-25, again, the company made a conscious decision that in the export space also, we are not going to compromise on our margins because a lower quality product is trying to undercut us on price. So we've taken very significant and aggressive pricing increases in the export space, because of which the last quarter of 24-25, the export business went through a period of pretty significant turmoil because some of our customers stopped ordering from us because they were shopping around to see if they can find similar quality at a lower price elsewhere. Thankfully, that was not the case, and now most of those customers have now come back to us. So our exports for this year are looking to now go from a stabilization to a modest growth phase. So those of you who've been following Treet for a while are well aware that our borrowing cost has been a significant pain point for us for a number of years now. So very happy to share that in the last year, we've reduced our borrowings by a little over 1.5 billion rupees, and our borrowing costs are also down by a third. And this has been a significant contributor to our bottom line. But I must reinforce the fact that our base business standalone operating performance has also shown us a strong turnaround. So the positive performance of the company is not purely due to the fact that our interest costs are lower, although it has definitely been a contributor. And the good financial performance obviously has resulted in most of our ratios showing a strong positive turn. Our current ratio has declined as is our quick ratio. Now that is because in June of 2025, Treet Corporation converted some of its intercompany loans to Treet Batteries into equity of Treet Batteries. So that money hasn't disappeared; it's simply moved to another area of the balance sheet because of which the current ratios are impacted. But this is not an area of concern for us in terms of the fundamentals of. So this slide is really encapsulating all the things that I've been telling you. So if we start from right to left, so let's start thinking the way that Urdu is written. Our net profit after tax, very strong delivery. So we lost money last year, about 100 million rupees. This year we made a net profit after tax of over 1 billion rupees. Alhamdulillah. Our operating profit is up by more than 75%. Our gross profit is up by more than 40%, and our net revenue is up by a little more than 15%. So this just underscores my earlier statement that the turnaround in the financial performance of the company is not due to the reduction in interest rates, although those have played their part. But the fundamental base performance of the core business has shown very strong results. And as you would have noticed in our Q1 results also, that same positive trajectory is also continuing in this year. So this is a slide that we prepared especially because the SECP has asked us to prepare it. It is again reiterating the same numbers that we've seen before. So I'll be happy to take any questions on this later if they are needed, but I'm just gonna quickly jump forward now to a little bit of discussion around the business. So there are two areas of business which we are very excited about and which we've got quite a lot of focus on. The first is local modern trade. So you will see that our the fiscal year 24-25 was the first year where we had a very strong focused approach to growing our modern trade business. And you can clearly see that there is a very clear correlation between our results. So our revenues from local modern trade last year compared to the year before are more than triple. Also, anecdotally, hopefully, those of you who visit supermarkets will have seen Treet products being more visible in supermarkets and in large convenience stores than they used to in the past. You will also notice that our portfolio here is very much very different from what you would assume from a company that traditionally 10-15 years ago used to be focused quite heavily on the barber segment. Our barber segment is still very important for us. It's the bedrock of our history, and we have absolutely no intention of neglecting them in the future. But we are very happy to also share that now our razor segment in modern trade obviously dominates, and both are shaving razors, where there are a lot of other international companies which also do have competing products, as well as our hygiene razor, where frankly there are not many credible competitors to us, especially in modern trade. Are both showing very strong performance, and we are very positive about the way forward. The second segment I want to talk to you about is the female shavers. And now the female shaving segment in Pakistan has historically been very underserved. And this is a segment where there has been a severe lack of focus by companies in providing good quality value for money, as well as good quality high products, high-end products, which are specifically designed and targeted towards female customers. And our journey in terms of bringing the female customers some new products and some compelling high quality as well as value for money products has so far been very encouraging for us. So you will see what we're showing you is our revenue split in our various trade channels. And you can clearly see that in the channels where the female buyer has a little bit of space to make her own purchasing decision, which is the supermarkets and online, our male to female split of our razors sales in terms of the percentage is dramatically different. And this is something that we are very excited about for the future, because we feel that the female shaving segment is one where there is a lot of opportunity for us to provide unique for Pakistan solutions for our female customers, and we are very hopeful to get fantastic results from this going forward. And this leads me directly into some of the things which we want to do in the future. So those of you again who've been following Treet will have noticed that a few weeks ago we made an announcement in the stock exchange of the launch of 2 new brands. So Treet and Femina are our mainstream brands. These are the brands for the masses. These are the brands on which the heritage and the history of the company is built. And now they are being joined in the next few weeks and months by 2 new brands. Genesis is going to be our premium brand for gentlemen, and Estella will be our premium brand for the ladies. These brands will be offering something which no local brand manufacturer has done ever in the past, and they will be offering truly world-class product propositions and truly comprehensive product ranges both for ladies and gentlemen. You will be seeing hopefully our advertising campaigns and the product placements in supermarkets in end of December and January. Our Estella range includes a range of shaving products for various use cases, various customer needs, and various price points, as well as a series of companion personal grooming products such as moisturizers and face washes. Our Genesis range again is exactly following the same philosophy, which is that we are going to be coming out in the market with a comprehensive range of shaving solutions for male customers at various ages, various points in their life, and at various levels of premiumization, as well as a companion range of personal grooming products, which again will include shaving gel, moisturizers, face washes, etc. This is an area we are very excited about, and the fact that our female segment is in the last few months, as well as our modern trade segment has been showing strong growth, gives us a lot of confidence that we will be able to deliver very strong results in the future. I will pause here for Treet Corporation Limited, and we can take questions. So if anybody who has questions could please raise their hands, and we'll try and get to you as far as possible in chronological order. And if you have, and we will also try and capture the questions which were deposited through the questionnaire in the past, or if there are any in the chat.
So on that front, आपको मेरे साथ ये लिंक एक शेयर हुआ है, मैंने चैट में भी हमने शेयर किया है, जो आपका क्वेश्चन सबमिट करने के लिए लिंक है. अभी at the given moment we have received 4 questions. We have received 4 queries. 2 of them does not have the details of the people. One is Akil है जी ये NBP fund से. उनका क्वेश्चन हमारे पास नहीं आया, but we have received a request. Then we have Mohammed Iqbal. Mohammed Iqbal is from AWT Investments. उनका question है with PNG and Gillette. So he has 3 questions. The first one is, with PNG and Gillette exiting from Pakistan, what are the plans made by the company to capture the men's shaving razors and shaving gel cream market share? So that is question 1.
Okay. So I can address that now. So Iqbal, hopefully you are with us in the call right now. But thank you, good question. देखिए पहली एक चीज क्लैरिफाई कर देते हैं, जिलेट इज नॉट एग्जिटिंग पाकिस्तान इन द सेंस कि ऐसा नहीं होगा कि कल से जिलेट की प्रोडक्ट्स बिल्कुल ही पाकिस्तान की मार्केट से गायब हो. उन्होंने अपना पाकिस्तान के अंदर कारोबार करने का मॉडल तब्दील किया. पहले वो डायरेक्टली पाकिस्तान की मार्केट को सर्व करते थे, अब वो थ्रू व्हाट इज कॉल्ड अ माइक्रो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर मॉडल, यानी वो पूरे पाकिस्तान को सर्व करने के लिए एक डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर अपॉइंट करेंगे जो कि उनका रिप्रेजेंटेटिव होगा पाकिस्तान पे, उस मॉडल पे. नाउ ऑब्वियसली इस तरह की जो ट्रांजिशन होती है उसमें कस्टमर्स के लिए डिसरप्शन तो जरूर आती है, एंड होपफुली दे विल डू अ गुड जॉब ऑफ मैनेजिंग इट. ठीक है. We've been working on the launch of Genesis and Estella for nearly 2 years now. So, the timing of our announcement of the launch of these brands and PNG's announcement to change their distribution model for Pakistan is frankly purely coincidental. Does this represent an opportunity for us to capture some of that market? Yes, of course it does. But at the end of the day, the product quality speaks. Now we have, most of us in this room have tried these products. We have been part of the trials and testing of these products, and we are very excited about these products. And we feel that when they reach the customer, the quality of the product will speak for itself. The other part, of course, is the value part. By virtue of being a Pakistani company and having a lot of infrastructure here in Pakistan, we feel that we can deliver a lot of value for money, as well as a lot of convenience for our customers. So when the products are launched, they will be available in your nearest stores. Hopefully, they will be available online. And there will be a lot of customer convenience, and we also feel that in terms of our core philosophy as a company, we've always been a company which prides itself on offering the best value to our customers. And with the new brand also, our focus will be on providing value to the customer, to provide to provide the customer a product which is just as good as the best products in the world, but at a price which they will find to be very attractive. And of course, in the last 2 years, we have seen a major shift in customer buying pattern, where customers have consciously been looking for credible Pakistani options, and to show solidarity with Pakistan and to use their purchasing behavior to reflect their opinion on how things are going in the world at large. So we are also quite hopeful that that is going to also provide us with upside. बट देखें एक चीज याद रखने की जरूरत है. जिलेट पाकिस्तान is before this announcement of their change in operating model was less than 15% of the total organized market of Pakistan, and we were around 85% of the total organized market of Pakistan. So Gillette and us have been operating in the same segments for the longest time, but in terms of how much of an impact there is on the bottom line, yes, of course there is an impact, but Gillette has been around for many years, and we've been outselling them 5:1 for many years. We are very hopeful that we will be able to capture even greater market share going forward, but that will be on the basis of our product and how good our product is, and we are very confident enough.
Thank you. So, इनका जो अगला question है, that is linked to Devo batteries and Treet battery. So we will come to that later. The third question is related to the diversification plans of the company, and I believe जो आपने Genesis और Stella के बारे में ही brief किया, that serves that purpose. Or if you have anything else to add.
Maybe I think so. So what is clear? What should be clear? Again, Iqbal sir, thank you for this question. What should be clear to all the folks in the call is that Treet is now repositioning itself from being a brand for the value conscious customer to now also being just as compelling a proposition for the premium customer. And we are very hopeful that this premiumization will also start to very quickly translate into our export numbers, because obviously there is also a very large premium opportunity that exists outside of Pakistan. Pakistan is an important market for us. It's our home. But we currently export to more than 40 countries, and all of those 40 countries, as well as the other 50 to 60 countries which are in, which are out there, are all potential markets for.
Yeah. We have another question from Azim. Okay, what is the revenue mix of stainless steel plates, carbon steel plates, and razors and shaving foam? That is question one, and then it is the second question is also linked to the weightage of it being used.
So like I said, mentioned earlier, our hygiene razor is approximately 40% of our revenue, and our double-edged razors, carbon and stainless milake, will be again, and this is off the top of my head, I might be off by a little bit, about 35 to 40% by revenue. Shaving foam for us is not a huge product. It is a companion product to our blades and razors range, and it's our first entry into the personal grooming range, the personal grooming space. As far as Treet is concerned, so that constitutes less than 10% of our total revenue.
Now we have one question on the Zoom chat. ये मोहसिन शाह साहब की तरफ से आया हुआ है. वो कह रहे हैं कि कंपनी की जो blade exports is currently around 10%, and it used to be around 35%. So you mentioned about recovery of the exports. but you see it being on the same level as it was before?
So, Mohsen, thank you for the question. So, I'm not sure where the 10% number is coming from. जो मुझे याद है number boss वो है कि between 20 and 25% of our revenue it comes last year from exports. और export में obviously काफी upside है. So the global shaving market is $12 billion US. And we are right now, very very small portion of it. So हमारा जो revenue contribution from exports रहा है पिछले 2 साल में, it's been more or less stagnant because we want to now go out into the exports market with a very different kind of a proposition. So you see, when your major proposition is your double-edged blade for the barber category, that is a low margin, highly competitive, highly price sensitive segment where your differentiation is purely the sharpness of your blade. Now, alhamdulillah, our blade has been independently tested to be one of the sharpest blades in the world. To the point where our single largest customer is China. और चाइना हमसे ब्लेड खरीद के अपनी कार्ट्रिजेस में फिट करके वहां से वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज में एक्सपोर्ट कर, ये वैल्यू एडिशन अब हम अपने पास कैप्चर करना चाहते हैं. एंड व्हाट वी वांट टू डू is we want to get into the mid market and the upper end of the mid market as well as the premium segments in international markets, and Genesis and Estella will be our pathway.
Thank you. So we have 3 hand raises in the session. मैं आप लोगों को unmute करता
So Umair साहब, you were the first to raise your hand.
Yes.
You could please unmute yourself.
Assalamualaikum. This is Umair from AWT Investments. I'm working here as the head of equity. Thank you for an excellent presentation and visibility on future outlook. So I have 2 questions. My first question is regarding your expansion plans. You gave a notice that in hygiene razors you are expanding as well as you are introducing 2 brands with the name of Genesis and Estella. Can you give us some guidance on how much capex is required and what is your financing plans? Would you be using your internal resources or going for debt financing? This is my first
Okay,
question. if you
Umair,
can answer.
so thank you. Great question. So थोड़ा सा मैं 30 seconds आप लोगों की patience request करूंगा just to sort of set the scene for hygiene razors. So the hygiene razors are used primarily by male customers to perform body hygiene functions, and they are a very large market in all countries with a sizable Muslim population. As well as in countries where the male personal hygiene practices are similar to those practiced by Muslim male folks. Right now, the production capacity that we have in Pakistan for our hygiene razors is not even sufficient to fulfill the local needs. So as a result of that, we have not had an opportunity to market our hygiene razor in our international markets. And we are quite strongly present in some of the larger population Muslim countries in the region. So what we need to be able to do is have the production capacity कि हम repeat or regular orders of the hygiene razor product ले सकें for these countries where there is a demand. So that when the customer goes to their store in whichever country that they belong, whether it is Bangladesh or Indonesia or Philippines or Saudi Arabia or anywhere in the Gulf, उनको पता हो कि मुझे ट्रीट का प्रोडक्ट मिल जाएगा मेरी दुकान पे. ऐसा ना हो कि वो जाएं और सोचें कि यार पता नहीं शायद मिले शायद ना मिले, वो फिर आपका ना कस्टमर का एक्सपीरियंस खराब हो जाता है. सो उसके लिए हमने अप्रूवल ली है अपने बोर्ड से to expand our production capacity by more than 50% over the next 2 years. We are going to do this in 2 steps. In the first step, we will be doing some civil works and ordering 1 machine, and then few months after that, we will be ordering the second machine. The financing for this, the amount has already been shared in the stock exchange announcement, so that is available to you all. It will be a mix of some kind of a term loan as well as internally generated funds. जहाँ तक Genesis और Estella का ताल्लुक है, so whatever has been our investment on these products so far has been through internally generated funds. eventually we are very hopeful that once these products are launched both locally and in international markets, and we have clarity on which of our product suite is the most popular and most in demand, then there could be a future conversation around, ratcheting up in-house production capacity for those products. But that is in the future. And obviously, once those decisions are in a position to be taken, so we will be transparent with our information sharing as we have been.
Thank you. So we'll take two more questions. आप यहाँ पे हमारे इस वक्त 3 और हैंड रेज हुए हैं, उनमें से एक अजीम साहब का है जिनका मैंने क्वेश्चन पेयर्सन रेजिस्टेंस टॉपिक पूछा था. So उनके बाकी क्वेश्चन is related to Treet battery. So Azim साहब, we can give you an opportunity during our Q&A for Treet battery for that. But right now हम Clan प्राचा साहब हैं, उनको मैं unmute कर रहा हूँ. So if Clan साहब, if you can ask your question.
Ji, Assalamu alaikum. Am I audible to you?
Yes.
Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for explaining all in details. I have a couple of questions I will ask in one go. First, how big is the blade and razor sector, especially in Pakistan? I'm talking about market size and where Treet stands in it. And my second question will be, if we see there are much hygiene razor manufacturer offering at 25 to 30 rupees per razor price, while the prices of Treat razors is above 50 rupees average, how will you stay competitive with them in the near future, yeah, in the long run? My third question is, how much growth export companies expecting in the next year by considering the launch of new products?
Thank you, Sakleen. Great questions. मैं थोड़ा सा क्विक जाऊंगा just to manage the time. Please bear with me. So market size, देखिए organized sector of the shaving industry in Pakistan हमारे अलावा एक और कंपनी, वो कंपनी भी अब तक तो लिस्टेड है, although वो शायद डीलिस्टिंग करने जा रही है. तो अगर आप हम दोनों का आपस में कंपैरिजन कर लें तो we are about 85% of the market and they are about 15% of the market. This is the organized sector. Then obviously there is another sector which is the unorganized or grey sector. उसकी estimation करना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो जाता है because it is subject to a lot of geopolitical factors in terms of those products come through grey channels. Sometimes it's easier for them to reach the markets in Pakistan. Sometimes it's harder. But that sector could be anywhere between 15 to 20% of the overall market. But this is our best estimate. There is really no reliable third-party research which can capture the unorganized sector for us. In terms of hygiene razors pricing, मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ सकलेन साहब कि आपने वो जो 25 रुपए वाला हाइजीन रेजर है कभी खरीदा नहीं होगा, और मेरी आपसे दरख्वास्त है कि कभी खरीदिएगा भी मत, आपको बड़ा दुख होगा और तकलीफ भी होगी. There is a severe quality difference. और मैं ये बात इसलिए नहीं कह रहा क्योंकि मैं इस कंपनी में काम करता हूँ, मैं ये बात इसलिए कह रहा हूँ क्योंकि ये सच है. There are a lot of Me Too hygiene razors that are available in the market. Fortunately or unfortunately, हमारे colleagues ने जब वो हमारे प्रोडक्ट की काउंटरफिट करने की कोशिश करते हैं तो उनको उन पे छापे वापे भी मारे हुए हैं. हमने देखा है कि वो किस तरह की प्रोडक्ट है, और वो प्रोडक्ट से आप ना कंपैरिजन नहीं कर सकते हो. It cannot be compared to our product. There is a reason why our product is priced where it's priced, and there is a reason why their product is priced where it's priced. And let's face it, personal hygiene is an area where if you can afford to get a nice product so that you don't have an unpleasant experience when performing personal hygiene, there is no way that the customer will say, यार 20 रुपए बचा लेता हूँ अलामा. Third, आपका सवाल था एक्सपोर्ट्स की ग्रोथ पे. So exports की growth पे there are sort of 3 levers for our strategy. The first is grow existing business in existing market, which is very important for us because obviously that's the easiest way to gain value share. The second is introduce new product propositions to existing markets. Isme, yes, Genesis and Estella will definitely be a part of the piece, but we are also bringing in some mid-market Treet branded products which will also support us in this. And then the third is obviously existing and new products in new markets. So we have a dedicated business development team whose entire job is simply to open up new markets for us. There are a number of new markets that we are exploring at various stages of the of the product and business development pipeline. And उसमें से कुछ जो है वो बहुत करीब है in terms of close, but कुछ थोड़ी सी earlier stages पर हैं. But yes, definitely Genesis and Estrella will add to our arsenal. So when we go to these new markets with both our existing products, the new products under the Treet and Femina umbrellas, as well as the Genesis and Estrella products, हमारी offering ज़्यादा compelling हो जाएगी.
Thank you. And we have a question from Fawad Yusuf. मैं आपको भी unmute कर रहा हूँ, so please feel free to ask that question.
हेलो, अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
वालेकुम अस्सलाम.
जी, मेरा क्वेश्चन जो आपका लास्ट क्वार्टर में रिजल्ट आया है उसके आपके ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट मार्जिन्स तकरीबन 37% हैं। तो
जी.
इस दिस द हिस्टोरिकल टाइप ऑफ मार्जिन्स या कोई वन टाइमर है, और फ्यूचर में आपका इसका ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट मार्जिन्स क्या इसी तरह के होंगे, या इस पर थोड़ा कमेंट्स कर दें।
So, फवाद साहब, so पिछले क्वार्टर में हमारी ग्रोस प्रॉफिट मार्जिन 37% थी. पिछले पूरे साल में हमारी ग्रोस प्रॉफिट मार्जिन 36 पॉइंट समथिंग थी. उससे पिछले साल में आई थिंक 30s में ही थी. तो क्लियरली एक तो ये वन ऑफ बजाहिर तो ऐसा लग रहा है, पिछले अगर आप 7-8 क्वार्टर बता लो कि ये वन ऑफ नहीं है, बजाहिर तो ऐसे ही लग रहा है. हम तो बड़े कॉन्फिडेंट हैं कि ये वन ऑफ नहीं है. दूसरा, जैसे कि मैंने पहले भी जिक्र किया, हमने बड़ी मेहनत की है पिछले 1 से 1.5 साल में अपने प्रोडक्ट मिक्स के ऊपर. सो अब हमारे जो हायर मार्जिन प्रोडक्ट्स हैं उन पे हमारा ज्यादा फोकस है. हमने जो नई प्रोडक्ट्स इंट्रोड्यूस कराई हैं वो उन कस्टमर सेगमेंट्स के लिए हैं जो इतने ज्यादा प्राइस सेंसिटिव नहीं है. वो प्रोडक्ट्स जो है वो अपनी जबान खुद बोलती हैं, उनके लिए हम एक अच्छी प्राइस चार्ज कर सकते हैं. जैसे जैसे वो हमारे पोर्टफोलियो में ऐड होती जा रही है, हमारा पोर्टफोलियो अपस्केल होता जा रहा है. बट अगेन मैं फिर एक दफा कहूंगा, देखें हमारी कंपनी की जो बुनियाद है वो फाइबर सेगमेंट है. हमारी कंपनी की जो डिफरेंशिएटर है, जिसकी बेसिस पे हमारी कंपनी आज जहाँ खड़ी है वहां खड़ी है, वो हमारा डब्ल्यूएस ब्लेड है. उसको हम कतन इग्नोर नहीं करेंगे. वो हमारे लिए अभी भी बहुत अहम प्रोडक्ट है. बट जो हमारी ग्रोस मार्जिन में इंक्रीज आपको नजर आ रही है, ये हमारा प्रोडक्ट मिक्स प्रीमियमाइज होने की वजह से नजर आ रही है. और जैसे ये नई प्रोडक्ट्स ऐड होंगी, हमें कभी इम्कान है कि इसमें मजीद बेहतरी.
Thank you. So,
एक और हेलो
जी हाँ.
हेलो जी, बस एक और क्वेश्चन, लास्ट क्वेश्चन. ये जिलेट के कुछ रेजर्स बहुत मशहूर थे, 4 ब्लेड्स एंड 5 ब्लेड्स रेजर. आप कुछ उस फील्ड में काम कर रहे हैं कि आप भी उस तरह के कोई रेजर्स लेकर आए उनको compete करने के लिए?
सो अगर हम एक स्लाइड पीछे जा सकते हैं. तो बाबा साहब, ये जो हम एक स्लाइड पीछे जा रहे हैं, आपको ये जो फोटो नजर आ रही है, ये आपके सवाल का जवाब. तो देखिए, इस वक्त पाकिस्तान में जो प्रीमियम शेविंग मार्केट है उसमें 3 ब्रॉड कैटेगरीज हैं. एक 3 ब्लेड का डिस्पोजेबल रेजर, एक 3 ब्लेड का कार्ट्रिज वाला रेजर, और एक 5 ब्लेड का कार्ट्रिज वाला. हमारी जो नई रेंज आ रही है वो ना सिर्फ एक इन 3 कैटेगरीज में प्रोडक्ट्स इंट्रोड्यूस कर दिए, बट आज से कुछ साल पहले एक जिस कंपनी का आपने नाम लिया, उनका एक 4 ब्लेड का कार्ट्रिज वाला रेजर भी था, जो कि उन्होंने अब डिसकंटिन्यू कर दिया. हम इंशाल्लाह 4 ब्लेड का भी कार्ट्रिज वाला रेजर. फिर उसके बाद हम कुछ ऐसी प्रोडक्ट ला रहे हैं जो कि हम जो कि ब्रिजिंग प्रोडक्ट्स होती. तो यंगस्टर्स है ना, 15-16 साल के जो लड़के होते हैं, वो आमतौर पे कार्ट्रिज वाला रेजर इस्तेमाल नहीं करते. उनकी कोई प्रेफरेंस होती है, वो डिस्पोजेबल 2 ब्लेड वाला नीले कलर का रेजर. तो हम एक ऐसा रेजर ला रहे हैं जो कि उससे थोड़ा सा ज्यादा खूबसूरत है, उससे थोड़ा सा ज्यादा लचक है, नौजवान बच्चों के लिए आसान है. कीमत में इतना ज्यादा उससे इंशाल्लाह महंगा नहीं होगा, लेकिन वो एक ऐसी चीज है जिसको देख के वो बोलेंगे कि यार ये कोई अच्छी चीज है. इसके साथ साथ हमने अपनी जो वेटरन्स हैं, जिन जिन बुजुर्गों की पेट्रनेज की वजह से हमारी ब्रांड इधर तक पहुंचे, हम उनको भी नहीं भूले हैं. आज भी पाकिस्तान में ऐसे लोग हैं जो कि सेफ्टी रेजर इस्तेमाल करते हैं घर में. हम उनके लिए ऐसा बेहतरीन सेफ्टी रेजर लेकर आ रहे हैं, आप देखेंगे ना, आप खुश हो जाए. तो हम हमारी जो नई प्रोडक्ट रेंज है, हमारी कोशिश ये कि हमारे जितने भी एग्जिस्टिंग कस्टमर हैं उनको भी हम बेहतर और अच्छी क्वालिटी की, दुनिया में जिस तरह की क्वालिटी की चीजें बाहर के ममालिक में मिलती हैं, उस क्वालिटी की चीजें उनको यहीं मिले, अपनी एक पाकिस्तानी कंपनी की मिले. बल्कि कुछ ऐसी भी प्रोडक्ट आ रही हैं जो इस वक्त पाकिस्तान में अवेलेबल नहीं है, दुनिया में दूसरे ममालिक में अवेलेबल हैं, तो क्यों पाकिस्तानियों को भी वो प्रोडक्ट्स बिल्कुल मिलनी चाहिए।
So I know we requested that this will be the last question, लेकिन जो अजीम साहब जिन्होंने पहले भी हमारे से कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछे थे, उन्होंने रिक्वेस्ट किया कि उनके क्वेश्चंस ट्रेड्स एंड रेजर्स से रिलेटेड कुछ हैं. So अजीम साहब, I'll be unmuting you, so you can ask your questions.
So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. So my question was regarding the deleveraging plans of the company. Like what are your timelines और इससे कितनी interest finance cost में saving होगी? And my second question was regarding the other income. So the big part of other income you have is from the markup from subsidiaries. So what is the quantum of that? Will it be recurring? Will it remain same? So please comment on this as well.
So Asim sir, thank you for the question. Great question. So as far as deleveraging is concerned, I will simply point to you for our performance in the last 12 months. So in the last 12 months, we've deleveraged to the tune of 15%, and our borrowing cost has reduced by a third. उसका obviously उसमें rate impact की भी है, और जो outstanding balance है उसका impact भी है. So clearly this remains an area of focus for us, and we will continue to focus on it. In terms of other income, yes, you are absolutely correct. Significant portion of other income comes from interest income from intercompany loans. Obviously, इसकी जो rupee value है वो it is a function of the interest rates, because हम arm's length interest rate charge करते हैं, जो हमारा अपना borrowing rate होता है उस पे few पैसा ज़्यादा charge करते हैं ताकि वो एक arm's length transaction रहे. But जो deleveraging conversation है, it's a group conversation. So as all of the group companies right size their respective balance sheets and bring their respective borrowings to what we consider to be the healthy level which we want to desire to carry in the long term, so you will see this other income number come, but then this other income number will be back to some extent against our interest expense number. So as the group companies deleverage themselves, and as Treet Corporation deleverages itself, the net impact will be a positive impact on the P&L, but the standalone deleveraging of the various intercompany loans will be more or less P&L neutral, because obviously there will be an impact on our external borrowing to some greater or a lesser extent as a result of it.
Thank you, Ji. So now we will be moving towards the corporate briefing session for Treet Battery Limited. So basically, let's have study participants.
Thank you, everyone. This is Rizwan Kaisar. I'm the CFO for Treet Batteries. Before we jump into numbers, I would like to introduce the product that we are selling. So we are selling a premium product in the market under the brand Modaraba, which is far superior to what our competitors are selling. And this is the strategy that has always been. We always will be compliant, and we will always make sure that we honor the promise that we have made with our consumer, that their product will always be a quality product. So I'm very delighted to present the numbers for this year, considering this is the first year that Treet Battery has stepped into net profit. So that is something very exciting for us, and I'm sure the market also appreciates that. If you look at the numbers, revenue, operating profit, GP, NP, they all are in upward directions. So I would like to explain the situation this year has seen. We saw one of the competitors splitting up, which created an intense competition environment within the market. The market prices tanked by more than 20 to 30%. Yet we were able to capture market share from our competitors, and we were able to make a dent in the revenue that was being earned by our competitors, and we were able to maintain the revenue that we had last year. In addition to that, we also have a special focus on the cost elements because we wanted to maintain the margins. Towards the end of the presentation, you will realize that we actually are the best in class in terms of numbers in the battery segment, and we plan to continue to do that. We are quite younger than our competitors, and yet our margins and quality is far superior to what our competitors are offering. Next. If you look at the numbers, you clearly see the cost focus that has come in. So we have not let the cost of goods sold increase because of the inflationary trends. We have increased the top line by more than 100 billion. So that essentially means that we have sold additional volume in the market, and we have also moved towards an improved higher margin product mix, which has helped us at the top line. While all our other competitors have tanked in terms of the top line, we have not. In addition, you clearly see that the finance cost also reduced on the back of reduced rates. We also saw a debt conversion of around 2 billion into equity. That benefit obviously will come primarily in the next in 25, 26, which clearly will further improve the finance cost and clearly improve the results. Next slide. If you look at the margins, you clearly see that we have maintained margins, while our competitors have margins of around 15 to 16%, and one of our competition also having a margin of 11% on GP. Our margins are at 20%, and we plan to keep those margins. We want to maintain. What we have realized over here is that our customer is very loyal. They understand the quality, they want to buy the quality. And that is why most of the OEMs also prefer us over all other competition, because the quality of battery that we are supplying is far superior to theirs. If you look at operating margin, you clearly see an improvement of 1%, and that's significant because with the market prices tanking, the whole market has reduced revenues, and yet we were able to not only maintain, but also increase the revenue. Next slide. If you look at the balance sheet, you clearly see the short-term borrowing reducing from 7.7 billion to 5.5 billion, and that is primarily where we have made sure that our borrowing is reduced. While our cash conversion cycle, you clearly see, is not much moved, so we are in much better shape than we previously were, and we hope that we are going to continue the journey that we have already undertaken. Next slide. This is a comparison with the industry overall. We don't want to name our competition. So you clearly see that our competitions have a bigger top line. You clearly see that the top line has tanked from 25 billion to 23 billion. The other competition revenue tanking from 41 billion to 35 billion. Yet our top line has a strong performance from 8.7 billion to 8.8 billion. That clearly shows that our customer is here to stay. And they are willing to pay a premium. So while the market tanked by 20 to 30% in terms of revenue, we were able to maintain it, and we absorbed a price reduction of approximately 10%, but we were able to compensate that with the additional volume that we sold in the market. Same applies to GP margin. If you clearly see, our GP margin is far superior to all other competitions. If you look at company A, you clearly see a margin of 16%. You see company B, they have a margin of 11%, and we clearly have a margin of 20% if we continue. We are going to take on more market share as we go further in the years, and we are expecting that the numbers will improve. One important element, so with the P&L, it is very important to look at the cash conversion cycle, because battery trade is primarily driven by credit and a lot of discount. So we have not stepped into the shoes of our competition. We have not followed them. And you clearly see that the trade debts we have kept pretty much close to what we had last year. We have an increase of 50 million, primarily in the OEM segment. If you look at company A and company B, you clearly see that 4.1 billion to 4.8 billion. Company B were able to pull back. Now, if you look at the September results, you clearly see that company B again has stepped into 3.1 billion. So essentially speaking, it was a temporary dip in the trade debts for company B. If you look at cash conversion cycle, you see a cash conversion cycle of 27 days. While both our competition have more than 100 days and 150 days. So we clearly are in much better shape than our competition, and we plan to keep it that way. Next slide. So this is the retained earning number, which obviously is very important from the stock market's perspective. You clearly see that because of the debt conversion, we see an improvement, and not only because of the debt conversion, we also have a profit of 40 million. That has improved, and we will continue this channel, and this will become a stronger number as we go further. Next. If you look at earning per share, that is far superior. If you look at ROE, we have stepped from negative to positive. If you look at current ratio, that has improved from 0.37 to 0.43. We are expecting this will improve further with the cash that is coming in and in the improved numbers that we are expecting. And the EBITDA has also improved, but slightly. But this is sufficient in order to make sure that we have sufficient amount of cash to pay off our debts and pay off our interest cost that is visible on the profit and loss. Next slide. So this is something that is very close to our heart. Now, Treet battery with the Devo brand is a premium product. We want to be a one window solution for our customers. So obviously we wanted, so we were not into the lithium ion battery. We wanted to step into that. So why we stepped into, so we already have signed a partnership with one of the China's top tier company, Highstar. So we are going to start with imports and then eventually, depending on the market situation, we might consider assembly line in Pakistan. But at this point in time, we will be trading batteries from there. The primary difference of us trading versus others is that we have a presence in this market. You clearly see that this family has a history of more than 70 years. And we have always stayed committed to the promise. So lithium has a warranty life much higher than what lead acid batteries have. So this clearly means that any player who is here to stay will have a competitive advantage over all other traders who are mushroom traders who are in this for 1 or 2 years and then they are going to step out. We are here to stay and we are going to make sure that our customer benefits from the promise that we make with them. So this also help us move towards greener technology because this is something that will help Pakistan's revolution towards a green energy solutions. We also see that this as a critical enabler for renewable energy. Now, in the far-flung areas where grid availability is limited, now electricity is very important not only for daily household life, but also for education and all other matters. So it is very important. So we want to make an impact in this segment. And we want to make sure that we transition towards a low carbon energy, help Pakistan in low carbon energy transition going forward. You would all agree with me that the cost of energy is going up and the government is under a lot of pressure in order to reduce net metering. So once you reduce net metering, and if you still want to benefit from the solar that is already installed, you would need a battery. So there is a huge demand that we already are seeing. Just quoting the number of one of our main competition without naming. So they have a revenue of more than 5 billion rupees per quarter. So this is one competition. So you clearly see that the size of the pie. And we clearly want to take a significant share of that. Treet with the history and dealer network that we already have in Pakistan, we clearly see an advantage in this segment. We already are in UPS battery and MF battery, maintenance free, far superior to others, and all of the OEMs are already our customers. We have a proven track record of quality and reliability. Our warranty cost is amongst one of the lowest in the industry. That clearly shows the quality of battery that we already, and we are going to make sure that we continue this thing. I think with this, I will be closing my presentation. If there are any questions, they are more than welcome.
For the questions, we have, let me zoom out a bit on that. So for the questions, हम पहले अपने participants पे चले जाते हैं. So we have Fawad Yusuf. So I'll go with you first. Yeah.
जी
Can you?
हेलो
अच्छा,
मुझे जी हेलो आवाज आ रही है मेरी
जी जी
मुझे आपका बहुत जबरदस्त आपके परफॉर्मेंस है नो डाउट अबाउट इट बट द फर्स्ट क्वार्टर है उसमें ट्रीट बैटरी की सेल्स रिड्यूस हुई है तो थोड़ा उस पर कमेंट कर देंगे कि ऐसा क्या हो गया इतने अच्छे परफॉर्मेंस करते करते फर्स्ट क्वार्टर आपका नीचे आ गया
Fawad, let me explain the situation that we see. So we have two products. मेरे ख्याल से it's a very good question. I would love to educate the market on this. We are dealing with a product which has seasonality attached with it. So the vehicle battery obviously does not have seasonality attached with it, but the backup segment has. So if the temperatures improve and become milder, then obviously the UPS battery skills tanks. And this is something that this is not a new phenomena. So this year rain started in July. We are far ahead of our targets for vehicle batteries. So let me tell you, in the first quarter, we already have far superior volumes as compared to our competition and as compared to our last volume. So vehicle battery aside, so we clearly are performing there. Now on the backup segment, that is dependent on the weather and obviously multiple other factors that at any point in time, with the inflation, obviously some of the buyers are facing the brunt of higher cost, and then battery becomes something of a lesser priority as the temperatures drop. So this is something that is seasonal. I think this is temporary. This is not something that is going to continue. We again are going to see, say, May, June, July, and we again are going to see record numbers of orders in terms of battery. So this is only temporary. I think this is not something to be worried about.
अच्छा जबरदस्त. हाँ एक सेकंड नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन हो रहा है. ये आपका जो फर्स्ट क्वार्टर का रिजल्ट आया है उसमें अदर इनकम में वो नेगेटिव आई थिंक आपका आ रहा है कुछ फिगर्स, तो उसके मतलब कुछ एक्सप्लेन करेंगे?
मुझे अदर इनकम का नंबर इस टाइम मेरे सामने नहीं है. लेट मी हैव अ लुक. आई डोंट थिंक इट शुड बी नेगेटिव, बट अगेन लेट मी हैव अ लुक. आई विल कम बैक टू यू.
ओके, थैंक यू.
Okay, so we have client Prasha. मैं आपको अनम्यूट कर रहा हूँ. जी
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम. Am I audible?
जी you are.
जी, thank you. My question is regarding the potential growth from auto sector. हम देख रहे हैं कि ऑब्वियसली लैंडस्केप अगर ऑटो सेक्टर की देखें तो विद द चेंजिंग मार्केट डायनामिक्स अभी जो ईवी का कल्चर जैसे पाकिस्तान में काफ़ी होने जा रहा है, फिर सीकेडी भी लॉन्च हो रहे हैं, उसके बाद कंपनीज जो है अपनी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग वगैरह भी स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं, स्पेशली ईवी के अंदर, पीएचईवीज के अंदर. रीव भी अब तो पाकिस्तान में आने लग गई है जो कि रेंज एक्सटेंडेड व्हीकल्स होती है. तो इस सब को कंसीडर करते हुए आप क्या प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हैं? क्या कोई ग्रोथ एक्सपेक्टेड है वहाँ साइड से और कोई एमओयूज इन पाइपलाइन हो न्यू कंपनीज के साथ?
देखिए, there are a lot of vehicles that are coming in Pakistan, so we all understand that. We already have agreements in place with most of the OEMs, including Sasgar, all Gandhara, all other parties that are in the segment. So from a vehicle angle, I think eventually you will see in the next 5 to 10 years, you will see predominantly Devo in every vehicle. That is something that we are targeting, and this is something because we come forward with a far superior technology and we're not cutting corners. So I think over a period, consumers, so OEMs already understand because this is a B2B sale. Once you hand over battery to them, so they take it to their principal, China, Korea, wherever their principal is. And then they do intensive testing of those batteries in order to make sure that the vehicle may fail nahi hogi. So once that is done, they bring it back. And हमारे ज्यादातर OEMs के साथ exclusive dealing हो रही है because we clearly have an advantage in terms of quality on all other competition. OEMs actually prefer our battery over others. So we not only have sales, so we see a strong number there. मैंने बताया कि Q1 के अंदर we have far superior numbers than last year even. So already हम पहला क्वार्टर जो देख रहे हैं वहाँ पे MF की हमारी जो गाड़ी की बैटरी है that has shown performance much superior to what we have seen last year. जो primary dip आ रहा है that is coming from the backup segment. So so I hope I have answered your question. लास्ट क्वेश्चन आया था कि हमारा अदर इनकम नेगेटिव है. सो प्राइमरली एक्सपेंसेस क्योंकि पीएनएल में पॉजिटिव लिखे हुए हैं तो आपने इनकम नेगेटिव लिखी हुई है. आई थिंक दैट आंसर्स. आई थिंक वो क्लैरिटी शायद पीएनएल देखने में शायद आपके एंड पे रहेगी, बट दैट आई होप दैट क्लैरिफाइज दैट.
So the next question is from Azim General Fazit ब्लेड से ने भी पूछा था. He has multiple questions, but I will be consolidating the three relevant ones into one question. वो ये पूछ रहे हैं कि आपका रेवेन्यू स्प्लिट OEMs और जो बैकअप बैटरीज हैं, मेंटेनेंस फ्री बैकअप बैटरीज में क्या आपका मार्केट स्प्लिट है, सॉरी रेवेन्यू स्प्लिट है, और आपका उसकी बेसिस के ऊपर मार्केट शेयर ट्रीट बैटरी का क्या जनरल मार्केट शेयर है?
देखिए, एट दिस पॉइंट इन टाइम आई थिंक एमएफ की तरफ कस्टमर आहिस्ता आहिस्ता मूव कर रहे हैं. एमएफ इज अ फार सुपीरियर टेक्नोलॉजी टू ओपन टॉप बैटरीज जो पहले बाकी सारे हमारे कंपटीशन सेल कर. So आहिस्ता आहिस्ता competition obviously is supposed to step towards MF segment. So आहिस्ता आहिस्ता कस्टमर को समझ आ जाएगी कि जो प्रोडक्ट है वो ऑलरेडी बाकी दुनिया में ऑलरेडी फेज आउट हो चुका है ओपन टॉप गाड़ियों के अंदर. और ज्यादातर लोग अब शिफ्ट हो गए टुवर्ड्स MF बैटरीज बिकॉज दे हैव फार सुपीरियर परफॉर्मेंस. अब हमारे पास कस्टमर एंडोर्समेंट्स आती हैं, फीडबैक्स आते हैं. वी हैव सीन हमारी बैटरी 3 साल 4 साल परफॉर्म करते हुए एज कम्पेयर टू अदर कंपटीशन जो मेक श्योर कि जिस दिन वारंटी खत्म हो उसी दिन बैटरी भी बंद हो जाए. सो वी डोंट डू दैट काइंड ऑफ बिजनेस. सो वी विल मेक श्योर कि हम हमारा रेवेन्यू स्प्लिट के ऊपर आपने सवाल पूछा तो रेवेन्यू स्प्लिट इज 50-50. क्योंकि वॉल्यूम्स के अंदर एमएफ ज्यादा है बट इट्स स्मॉलर बैटरी तो ऑब्वियसली उसका रेवेन्यू जो है वो कम है. तो उसकी वजह से 50-50 का स्प्लिट है हमारा रेवेन्यू में. वॉल्यूमेट्रिकली इट विल बी 80-20. सो प्राइमरली 80% टुवर्ड्स व्हीकल बैटरीज. अगर आप मार्केट शेयर करें तो वी एक्सपेक्ट वी थिंक देयर इज नो डेटा अवेलेबल जो कि आपको कंसोलिडेट कर दे. एंड देन आर competition also is into some practices where they do not declare sales. I should not be stepping into that area. So based on your numbers available, and we think that we have 8 to 10% of the market, and there is a huge potential to capture the rest. So that is why I'm confident this company has a future. This company has a very, very strong future. In future, you will see clear improved results.
Perfect. Thank you, Rizwan. So now we will be moving forward and wrapping up the TBL Q&A session. हम आगे बढ़ रहे होंगे with first Treet manufacturing Modaraba FTMM उसके corporate briefing session के साथ. Over to you, Mr.
Thank you very much, Razan. So, the first Treet manufacturing Modaraba is obviously registered under the Modaraba regulations. इस कंपनी के दो businesses हैं उसमें listed. पहला बिजनेस है प्रोडक्शन एंड मार्केटिंग ऑफ कॉर्रुगेटेड कार्टन्स. दिस इज 100% B2B बिजनेस जिसमें हमारे जो कस्टमर्स है वो जनरली लार्ज कॉर्पोरेट्स और मल्टीनेशनल्स हैं. दूसरा जो हमारा बिजनेस वर्टिकल है दैट इज मार्केटिंग ऑफ सोप्स. वी हैव मल्टीपल ब्रांड नेम्स. इसमें हम इस वक्त जो हमारा सबसे बड़ा ब्रांड है इट्स कॉल्ड सबा. दीज प्रोडक्ट्स आर ऑलमोस्ट squarely targeted to the value for money segment in middle income and lower middle income segments in smaller towns and rural segments. So anticipating the other question, recently हमने obviously stock exchange announcement भी की है about move away from the Modaraba structure. So आप देखेंगे जो हमारा soaps का business है that's been generally doing pretty good. और इसके बारे में मैं थोड़ा सा आप फ्यूचर आउटलुक भी अभी एक दो मिनट में शेयर करूंगा. बट जो हमारा पैकेजिंग बिजनेस है उसकी परफॉर्मेंस जो है उसमें हमें नजर आ रहा है कि काफी इम्प्रूवमेंट की गुंजाइश है. बट ऑब्वियसली बीइंग अ Modaraba, you're very restricted by the structure of Modaraba in terms of what you can do if you want to grow a business. So we're hoping that by virtue of us moving to a conventional corporate structure and then relinquishing the Modaraba license, our ability to execute any strategies to sort of put this packaging business on a strong growth trajectory, obviously this is subject to approvals and subsequent announcements, will be much better, and that is kind of the logic behind that move away from the Modaraba structure. Next. अच्छा, अब इस स्लाइड में मैं 2 मिनट लूंगा. सो आपको 4 साल की हमारी हिस्ट्री नजर आ रही है ऑफ द Modaraba एज अ होल, एंड यू कैन सी कि जनरली थोड़ी सी अप एंड डाउन है. और उस अप एंड डाउन की वजह यही है कि हमारा जो सोप का सेगमेंट है वो तो जनरली काफी स्टेडी और सॉलिडली परफॉर्म कर रहा है. बट जो हमारा कॉर्रुगेशन का बिजनेस है इट इज मच मोर सेंसिटिव टू एक्सटर्नल शॉक्स. So if there is an overall reduction in market demand due to high levels of inflation and due to a high interest rate environment, जैसे कि हमने 2023 में देखा था, it has a direct impact on the results. 2024 के जो हमारे corrugated packaging के results थे वो इतने अच्छे नहीं थे, but also business did a great job to sort of more than compensate for that. In 2025, our packaging business has bounced back, but the soap business has had some setbacks because of the route to market. So route to market से मेरी मुराद क्या है कि हम अपने कस्टमर तक अपनी प्रोडक्ट किस तरह से पहुंच पाते हैं. अब हमारे सोप्स बिजनेस में और हमारे वैल्यू कॉन्शियस ब्लेड्स एंड रेजर्स बिजनेस में there is a natural synergy in terms of the markets that they serve, in terms of the point of sales, the product where it is available, etc. So generally हमारी कोशिश ये होती है कि जो हमारा सोप्स का बिजनेस का डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन नेटवर्क है उसका हमारे वैल्यू फॉर मनी ब्लेड्स के बिजनेस के डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सेगमेंट में जो सिनर्जीज है हम उनको कैश इन करें. इसको हम अब इन द फ्यूचर आगे ले जाना चाह रहे हैं. So what we want to do is now have a dedicated sales and distribution management team for value for money blades and razors as well as value for money soap segment. We've done a pilot of that already in the last quarter of the previous fiscal year and the first quarter of this fiscal year. That pilot has shown us very promising results, so we're hoping to roll it out. And the major benefit that we see from that is ये जो हमारी एक ECG वाली लाइन होती है ना, कभी ऊपर जा रही है कभी नीचे जाती है, ये हमारी सोप बिजनेस की स्मूथ आउट हो जाएगी एंड द ट्रेजेक्टरी विल बी अ कंसिस्टेंटली अपवर्ड ट्रेजेक्टरी. वैसे हमारे पिछले 4 साल की जो वेटेड एवरेज ट्रेजेक्टरी है, जो कैगर है, वो तो पॉजिटिव ही है, but we want the numbers to be quarter on quarter showing the kinds of results that we feel that this product and this market is capable of. और उसके साथ साथ corrugated packaging में भी you will have seen our Q1 numbers are very encouraging for this year also. हमें नजर आ रहे हैं कि जैसे इन्फ्लेशन की इन्वायरमेंट बेहतर हुई है, जैसे थोड़ी सी कंज्यूमर स्पेंडिंग बढ़ी है, दिस प्रोडक्ट विल नेचुरली ग्रो. आई मीन अगर चिप्स बिकने हैं तो उनका कार्टन बिकना है, अगर गाड़ी का लुब्रिकेंट बिकना है क्योंकि गाड़ियां ज्यादा बिक रही हैं तो वो जो गाड़ी का लुब्रिकेंट है वो किसी कार्टन में जाएगा, एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. अगर फ्रिज बिक रहे हैं तो फ्रिज कार्टन में बंद होके जाएगा. So we are quite optimistic as the economy of Pakistan bounces back. और आप किसी भी थोड़ा मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक एक्सपर्ट का व्यू देखें तो उनका व्यू फॉर द नेक्स्ट 3 years जनरली यही है कि हमारी इकोनॉमी की ट्रेजेक्टरी पॉजिटिव की तरफ होगी, और इन 3 साल में अगर इंशाल्लाह स्ट्रक्चरल करेक्शन से पाकिस्तान कर लेता है, then the future trajectory is also looking solid. So we are very hopeful that the packaging business will benefit from that. So this short and sweet presentation on FTMM. Happy to take any questions.
So for FTMM, we've not received any questions yet on the form that we have shared. लेकिन यहाँ पे हमारे पास 2 hand raises हैं. एक अगेन फवाद का है जी, अनम्यूट कर रहे हैं जी. फवाद जी,
मैंने अपना क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया जी. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Okay. The second one is Stan Pracha. Please cleanse up. आप हम अनम्यूट कर रहे हैं.
एक सेकंड ना. अरे शौकत है, शौकत नंबर ले लिया तुमने?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम.
ये डिटेल भिजवा रहे हैं तो
आप
जी फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल तो थैंक यू सो मच. माशाल्लाह आप लोगों ने बड़ी डिटेल्स में आंसर कर दिए सभी क्वेश्चंस के, और तीनों इकट्ठी ब्रीफिंग की है. मेरा क्वेश्चन है रिगार्डिंग ट्रीट बाइक के हवाले से, कि हमने देखा कि होंडा की सेल्स जो है वो काफ़ी इंक्रीज कर रही हैं, अदर जो यूनाइटेड है उनकी भी सेल्स इंक्रीज की हैं, इवन कि सुजुकी की भी अभी रिसेंटली नंबर्स अगर हम उठा के देखते हैं पामा के. तो ट्रीट बाइक के हवाले से आप क्या प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हैं, और क्या आप लोगों ने कोई इसके बारे में ये सोचा कि आप इसको ईवी वाली साइड पे ले जाएं, क्योंकि चेंजिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अगर आप मार्केट का देखें तो ईवीज वाली साइड पे बहुत ज़्यादा ग्रोथ नज़र आ रही है, स्पेशली ईवी बाइक्स की। तो क्या आप अंडर कंसिडरेशन है ऐसी कोई चीज़, और अगर नहीं है तो एक ये मेरी सजेशन भी होगी आप लोगों को कि इसको अगर कंसिडर कर सकें आप तो।
So again, thank you for the suggestion. फिलहाल हमारा बाइक्स बिजनेस को रीएंटर करने का कोई प्लान नहीं है। जैसे कि आपने ये पिछले 2-3 बिजनेसेस के सेगमेंट में देखा, और अभी जब हम ग्रुप परफॉर्मेंस की बात करेंगे तो हम अपने फार्मा बिजनेस के भी बारे में थोड़ा सा आप सब लोगों को अपडेट करेंगे। हमारे पास अभी काफी सारा अपसाइड अपॉर्चुनिटीज हमें अपने एग्जिस्टिंग वर्टिकल्स में नजर आती है, जहाँ पे हम वैल्यू क्रिएशन कर सकते हैं। एंड one of the earlier questions I believe Wasim साहब ने पूछा था around deleveraging and you know sustainable growth going forward. तो हमारे लिए बहुत जरूरी है कि you know the things that we are showing good growth and good core underlying performance on. We focus on those business verticals and make sure that we are doing a good job of capturing all the growth opportunities in those verticals. शायद इसकी वजह से कोई एक आध अपॉर्चुनिटी ऐसी हो जो कि हमें लगे कि पेचीदा है, या शायद हम उसके लिए बेस्ट प्लेस नहीं है, या हमारे पास इन हाउस एक्सपर्टीज नहीं है, या हो सकता है कोई और कंपनी हो हमसे बेहतर वो काम कर सकती हो। और ये एक बड़ी रैशनल सी डिसीजन होगी, इसमें जज्बात नहीं होंगे। हमें जहां दिखेगा कि हमारे शेयर होल्डर्स के लिए ज्यादा वैल्यू क्रिएशन हो रही है, वो नहीं लिया उसको प्राइवेट।
Thank you, Lee. So, we don't have any further questions on FTMM. So, हम proceed कर सकते हैं with the remaining of our presentation, in which we are going to talk about our pharmaceutical concern, Renacon Pharma Limited.
Okay, ji, so for the rest of the presentation, Mansoor, here I will be taking you through two things. One is the performance of our fourth vertical, जिसके हमने शुरू में जिक्र किया था, which is a pharma company, and then a little bit of a brief on the group performance. So Renacon Pharma Limited was one of the first companies in Pakistan to offer homegrown hemodialysis concentrate in both liquid and powder form to dialysis patients in Pakistan. ये एक लाइफ सेविंग और गेम चेंजिंग इनिशिएटिव था आज से कई साल पहले। और is we are very proud of the heritage of this company, because we feel that the fact that we were able to provide value for money dialysis solutions to patients suffering from kidney failure in Pakistan has had a direct result in saving lives and in extending the longevity and quality of the lives of people suffering from renal failure in Pakistan. But that said, उस कंपनी की जो ग्रोथ ट्रेजेक्टरी थी और उसकी जो प्रीवियस फिजिकल फैसिलिटी थी और प्रीवियस बहुत सारे स्ट्रक्चर्स थे, it had grown beyond those capabilities. So if you see your picture speak louder. On the left is our previous pharma manufacturing facility. You can see that it was a facility that had sort of grown as the business had grown, and it was it was being well managed, but it was not exactly something जिसको हम showcase कर सके, especially export customers के लिए। और मैं थोड़ी सी एक्सपोर्ट की स्टोरी आपको डिटेल में इनकमिंग स्लाइड्स शेयर भी करूंगा। In February of this year, we moved to a brand new facility, जिसकी तस्वीर आप राइट ऑफ द स्लाइड पे देख रहे हैं। हमारा ये ख्याल है कि आप साउथ एशिया में इस क्वालिटी की फैसिलिटी शायद ही आपको मिले। हमारे पड़ोसी ममालिक में भी इस तरह की फैसिलिटी नहीं है। ये कैसी फैसिलिटी है? Obviously fully compliant to all the regulations of Pakistan, and it has also got a bunch of ISO certifications and other quality certificates which are valuable when we market our products outside Pakistan. So the journey of Renacon is very much around again value creation. So you will see that our operating profit has been on a constant positive trajectory, and our sales have also been on a constant positive trajectory. Our estimate is that Renacon currently has roughly 65% of the Pakistani dialysis market. So we are by far the biggest player, and we are the brand of choice for most of the large dialysis centers in Pakistan. उसके साथ साथ हमने बहुत स्ट्रांगली अपनी वैल्यू प्रोपोजिशन को इम्प्रूव किया है। हमने नई प्रोडक्ट्स इंट्रोड्यूस की हैं जो डिफरेंशिएटेड प्रोडक्ट्स हैं। So there is a base product which does the job, and then there are value added products. If anybody has a family member who suffers from kidney disease, you will know that जब आपकी dialysis होती है तो उसके बाद बड़ी कमजोरी हो जाती है. So there are certain products which are differentiated which help कि वो कमजोरी कम हो. Our operating profit this year, we were expecting our operating profit this year to be lower than last year because of the move to the new facility. तो जाहिर है उसकी depreciation, उसकी interest costs वगैरह सब हमारे PNL में आनी थी. But we are very happy to share that we have managed to grow the business again year on year, 5th year in a row of a growth in our revenues and a positive trajectory on our volumetric as well. So our operating profit for this past year has also been more or less level pegging with the previous year. अगर हम अगली slide में चलते हैं तो you will see that our profit after tax has also shown very strong performance. This year we closed at about 122 million, despite the fact that you can see we've added something like 80 million in finance cost and also a significant amount in depreciation. उसके बावजूद हमारी जो है वो profitability has been very solid. Our gross profit margins also you can see year on year they've increased. इस साल जो आपको छोटा सा dip नजर आया that because of the depreciation of the new facility. New facility का जो main हमारा business case है ना वो है around exports. Because जो हमारी previous facility थी वो भी fully compliant थी लेकिन frankly वो खूबसूरत नहीं थी. And export customer को आपके पास एक खूबसूरत सी facility हो जहाँ पे सब चमकता हुआ equipment हो तो वो देख के लोग बड़े खुश होते हैं. हम बहुत सारे potential अपने export customers को अपनी facility visit नहीं करवा पा रहे थे and that significantly constrains your ability to work with new customers. Last year we closed on more than $500,000 of exports for Renicon. This is as you can see it's the highest number in the last 5 years. And this year we have given our exports team very ambitious target and we are expecting them to grow this number significantly. Actually, now I can pause here and take questions on pharma or I can jump to just a quick review of the group performance. So if there are any questions around pharma, if folks could please raise their hand. We'll pause here for 30 seconds, otherwise we'll move forward. Moving forward, if anybody has any more questions, we will also have a bit of a Q&A at the end. So आपके पास होगी opportunity to ask any questions. So just a quick run through of group performance. I just got 2 slides here. So the first is obviously the journey of all 4 group companies. So positive operating results across the board. And as you can see that other than Treet Corp with the trajectory is a bit up and down for the last 4 years, all the other 3 verticals have a very clear positive growth trajectory. TCL का भी 2024 down year था, उसका सबसे बड़ा contributor was obviously leverage, and we successfully started to kick off our deleveraging journey. We're also very thankful to the analyst community that you've been raising awareness of Treet in the market. Very happy to report that for the last 12 months, Treet as a script has beat the PSX 100 by about 15 to 20%. So shows that you folks also have some appreciation of the good work that's been done in the company. So thank you very much for your support and your attention to the brand and to the company and the business. Final slide from me, G, is the group cash delivery. Again, deleveraging की हमने बात की थी, so you can clearly see that we've gone from a net borrowed position of 9.5 billion at the start, 9.6 billion at the start of the year to a net borrowed position of 7.4 billion at the end of the year. Strong delivery on the deleveraging piece across all the verticals. You can see every single vertical has done its part in terms of delivering towards the deleveraging journey. Plus, you're all aware we did right size to some extent our shareholding in Treet Batteries. So when Batteries was listed, we owned something like 97% of the shares of Treet Batteries Limited. We currently hold about 86% of Treet Batteries Limited. We have absolutely no intention of going into a minority shareholding position. But we will continue to see wherever there is an opportunity to further right size all of our holdings of the various group companies. And as and when that happens, obviously we will be sharing that information with the stock market as well as with the community. So that's it from me, Ji. If there's any questions on any of the verticals, Rizwan is here, I am here. We're happy to take your questions.
So we have not received any further questions on our form जो हमने आपको के साथ शेयर किया हुआ था और अभी hand raise वगैरह भी हमारे पास कोई further नहीं है. So I believe that yeah.
Okay, Ji. Thank you very much for your time and your attention. Have a good rest of your afternoon.
Thank you, everyone.